And hello, all of my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to Ace Attorney: The Final Trials. Uh, and we're here continuing Turnabout in the Rain. So last time we went through two of Gumshoe's testimonies, and now we're about to go through the third testimony, which is about the victim. So if you guys haven't watched the previous episode, I recommend you go and do that now, and also be sure to subscribe if you can. All right, it really helps out the channel. I'm trying to make it to at least 1,000 subscribers, or at the very least 500. I don't know, but anyways, my goals aside, let's continue the game. Jesus, and I immediately forget how loud that is. Really made myself go deaf for a moment. Victim Rob Berry was no ordinary guy, pal. What kind of person was he? Let's get to that. Let him continue his testimony. The defense simply asked a question. They're going back and forth with the objections. He was going to say, I dare call his badgering of the witness, and not borderline harassment. Then just let him answer. This guy seems to love giving me a hard time for no reason at all. Detective, you may answer the question. It's clear someone hasn't taken a look at the profile page. Oh, your profiles? Ooh, you're Rob Berry. Male. The victim of this case was stabbed with a missing knife. One look should tell you he's a sketchy guy, pal. I prefer not to judge people's character based on their appearance. But I do see your point, detective. I love his bandana. The pattern is so cool. It looks like something I could use a magic trick. I'm sure we could go bandana shopping when this case is over, Truce. It's okay. This scarf slash muffler slash cape does the job perfect. It's even the same color. If you say so. Alright, we have a cross-examining him, right? He is a repeat offender, along with a criminal record. Hold it. Do you think he did anything likely to cause an enemy? There's no such thing as a victimless crime. I think it's impossible to do what he did without making enemies, pal. I prepared a full list of all the crimes and victims for this trial. Would you like to be added to court record, Your Honor? That sounds like a splendid idea. Here's crime report added to the court record. Okay, evidence. Okay, wait, let's see. Barry's crimes. Petty theft, stole and used all of the money in the wallets of Ron D. Light, Cassie Barrow, and Woody Andom. Scamming, breaching data, identity theft, and swindling, especially of his brother Russell. Jeez. That's a pretty criminalizing list. But really, Cassie Barrow and Ron D. Light, of all characters. Interesting. Thank you very much, detective. Just doing my job, pal. This man really did commit many horrible acts. Stealing wallets is truly unacceptable. You know, the report lists a victim of Mr. Berry as his brother, Russell. I was also the detective on the case of his murder. He was the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus. Pretty small world, huh? I heard a guy called Petey Barnum took over the ringmaster ever since. What's up, Truce? You look bothered. I am. I know a lot about the world of magic and showbiz. I am a part of the troupe Gramier. And Petey Barnum is an embarrassment to the industry. Oh wow. Do you know him? I know him alright. Yikes, there's some strong emotions. Better change the subject. It sounds like a rant for another day, Trucy. I believe we have strayed slightly off the topic here. I'll give you a continuing testimony. Wow. You know it's bad when even the judge picks up on it. All his crimes committed are some form of thievery. All of his crimes are some form of thievery. Okay. I mean, is scamming considered thievery? I mean, technically it is kind of. It is stealing your money in a way. Yeah, I guess all these are kind of all theft crimes, so there's nothing wrong with that. At least not from what I can pick up on. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, wait. All the crimes he committed are forms of thievery. Not to mention, one of his victims was Mr. Random. Okay, wait, let me press on this thing real quick. All of them? You heard me, pal. It's proven by the crime list. He isn't wrong. So, why didn't you mention any of this before? This feels like an awfully random time to bring up that the victim was a criminal. Honestly, I never really had a chance. You never asked about the victim until this moment, pal. And even when you did, it was impossible for me to get a word in. That is a fair point. Besides, I assure you that I am also only learning of this information now as you are. I'm also quite shocked this was a discussion left only until now. Wow, sounds like this case has been a real mess. On both sides, our side and for the prosecutor. And yet he still has time to set that knife trap. I don't know if I fully believe him, Truce. Makes sense. I'd be a little suspicious too. By the way, I have to wonder how they'd connect Barry's crimes to Andom. It really feels like a stretch to say he knew him well enough to kill him. I have to agree with you there. Calling it a stretch is an understatement. Saying it's only an understatement is an understatement. Not to mention one of his victims was Mr. Andom. Hold it! He had his wallet stolen? Unfortunately, he did. It was stolen by none other than Rob Barry. How long ago was his wallet stolen? I would say pretty recently, pal. It was only about a month ago on a cold November's night. I see. Did the defendant approach you to report the theft? Report to me personally, pal? He did not. He absolutely did contact local police department to report the crime, though. Sometimes I forget there's more than 3 members of the police. I certainly forget from time to time myself. So how is Rob Barry caught in the end? He seems like he could be trouble to catch. It was pretty simple, pal. You'll notice in the report that all of his money was spent. Through this method, we could trace where the money was being used. It only took long looking through a few receipts to prove it. He really left a trail wider than the River Nile. His wallet stacked with credit cards and expensive notes was stolen, sir. Hold it? What do you mean by stacked with credit cards? Well, that was a bit of an exaggeration. It's not like he's carrying 10 credit cards around. But Andom sure was a hard worker. He's got as much money as dedication, pal. So none now that it's been stolen. Mr. Andom ever get his wallet back? Fortunately, while we did catch Barry through tracing the card, we cannot recover his wallet. Did he ever see any of his money again? Sadly, we lost all the money in his accounts. I know it's a disgrace, but there was nothing we could do, pal. In the end, we created new accounts working with him in his bank. All physical money he lost wasn't recovered. Mr. Barry's actions are inexcusable. Thank you and the Force for doing the best you could to bring him to justice. Okay, perhaps he killed in order to get it back? Hold it. Do you really think someone would go as far as to commit murder for a wallet? Of course I do. I've seen many things in my time as a detective. I've seen a guy shoot someone because they stank up a public bathroom. I've seen a guy assault someone to near death because they took some vegetables from his greenhouse. A girl I was good friends with as a kid got revenge after she got the wrong order at a restaurant. Even my former boss, Mr. Edgeworth, had trouble in the case. His mentor and father figure for a lot of his life killed Edgeworth's biological father. The reason why? He only got one penalty. You might already have one of those, pal. My point is, for people who are selfish, they can kill over the pettiest of situations. Or sometimes no situation at all. Exactly, pal. It's what motivated me to come back here. I had to ensure justice is served. Thank you, Detective. I myself am very happy to see you again, personally. Your work is incredibly valuable. Indeed. Now let's try and take this murderer to justice. Are you okay, Athena? You look a little pale. I'm fine. We managed to convince the judge to continue at least. I'm just struggling on what to do. I get it. This is a lot to fact with some speculation on the side. Stop it, Truce. You're gonna make me hungry. You should be hungry. Hungry for the truth. Must resist thinking about lunch. Okay, so one of these has got to contradict the evidence that were given. He was no ordinary guy. Yeah? Oh, yeah, that seems good. Seems good. Yeah? Why is he killed in order to get his wallet back? Wait a minute. Wait, let me check this again. Petty theft, stolen, used all the money in the wallets of Lundy, like Cassie, Barrow, and Woody Andam. Scamming, breaching data, identity theft, swindling, especially of his brother Russell. Something off about this, honestly. I don't know about all of you, but I see a very clear contradiction in what the detective has to say. You wish to base a motive on the theft of the defendant's wallet. Take a look at the victim's crime list. All of his money was stolen. There's no reason why he'd ever want to see this wallet again. I mean, I guess if all his money was stolen, then he would have to get a new wallet somehow. Or what do I say? Just what's the meaning of this? There's a lot of reasonable explanations here. The defendant's motive can still be valid. He could have killed not knowing that the money was all spent. There's no way that can be true. Detective Gumshoe said that the police worked with Mr. Andam every step of the way. If that were the case, he'd know that all the money was stolen. But you can't prove that, can you? He's already grasping. This feels wonderful. That's incredibly easy to prove, mon ami. Let's ask our good detective standing right in front of us. Did any of the members of the police force inform him? Indeed we did, pal. In fact, it was me who did. Although, I didn't actively work on the case. Poor guy's credit score was lower than mine back in my prime, pal. Fantastic. I'd say that my point's been proven. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Payne? That was awesome, Thena. Not like I thought you couldn't do it. This is just standard practice for you. Finally made a breakthrough. Yeah, we did. But you should keep using this momentum we've got. See if you can push against Mr. Payne even further. You've already seemed to stun him to silence. That's very true. I could probably say anything with no pushback right now. Ooh. I need to use all the power I can muster. Maybe I'll already be able to convince the judge that Mr. Andam is innocent. Let's see what I can do. Ladies and gentlemen of the court. Ooh, music change. Mr. Payne's case against a client is inherently weak. Payne, your entire case was based upon a planted knife. We know it was not used during the crime as a weapon. Whether you knew about it in advance or not, I can't say. but you very easily could have tried to twist the narrative with such prior knowledge. Second, you suggest this very knife was found in the bag of my client? When this picture of the crime the detective showed does not show the person with a bag. And now, the crux of your motive has been debunked. I'm sure you know. There are three main points of importance in this murder case. Means, motive, opportunity. MMO. Both your means and motive have crumbled under basic scrutiny. Mr. Payne, Your Honor, arresting the defendant under these circumstances simply seems careless. Wouldn't you agree? Order! Order! I must say, your points are all rather valid, Miss Sykes. However, I must ask, how can we go from here? The odds have swung in your favor, but you haven't proven the innocence of your client yet, nor found an alternative answer to the mystery of what happened. We can't let Payne get away with any more momentum. Things finally seem to be getting better for us. But what do you think is best for us to do, Tina? What should we do? The answer is obvious. Your Honor, I would like to propose that the witness testifies as we investigate the crime scene. That the witness testifies. Oh, it's getting dark. I've noticed a certain something with the detective's story. A mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. Have you all not noticed it too? In his testimonies, he mentioned that CCTV of a witness was used to show the defendant running away from the crime scene. Payne would not let me know who the witness was. I think you know what I want from here. I want to hear from this witness. They gotta be hiding in the shadows all this time. They might have information that we don't know yet. Double wins. Order! The court has... Your Honor, Andem is the only potential culprit. Overruled. I want to hear from this witness. But... I would be very careful if I were you, Mr. Payne. I don't want you to be wasting the court's time anymore, okay? Think before you object over me. Ugh. Yes, Your Honor. I don't even have to say anything, and he's losing. Very good. Then it is decided. We will hear the story from the side of the witness. We shall take the short recess of 20 minutes before reconvening. Mr. Payne will find this witness in that time. Both sides shall prepare to examine the testimony of this witness. Am I understood? We actually managed to do it. Yes, Your Honor. Excellent. I shall see you again shortly. But for now, the court is adjourned. Damn, this is getting intense. 11:19 a.m. District Court Courtroom Defendant Lobby number 1. That was way too close. I did not expect this case to be so intense. I still think you did pretty amazing, Tina. Especially considering the threatens the ultimate penalty. I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. Seriously, they were saying they'd be a little easier on you. I know they don't know the significance of a widgetless Tina. Are you feeling okay? Not too stressed out or anything? I'm okay, promise. My magic powers strike again. I would like to make a request though. And what would that be? Let's agree to never go into a case blind again. Deal. Do you have a pen and paper? I'll sign a contract in writing. No truce, I don't carry a sheet of paper around, contrary to popular belief. Hello? Andem, are you doing okay? I'm doing, well, the best I can given the situation. It's very good. I think you have a lot of explaining to do, Mr. Andem. So you better start now. My assistant is right. Even if she's very emotional. I apologize for her volume. If it's usually me who's the emotional one. It's all good. It isn't the most relaxed of atmospheres. I'd like to ask a couple of questions though. We haven't heard your side of things, and it doesn't seem like we'll have another chance to. What's your version of the events? Well, The truth is that Yeah? Yeah? I was almost mugged by the victim. You were almost mugged? How come you never spoke about this? Trust me, I explained everything. I explained it to the police. But they think I'm a murderer. Then I guess my story doesn't mean anything. That doesn't make sense. Except the police literally knew of Barry's history. Would you mind me asking about what happened? It would be extremely helpful for the case. Of course, I can give you my full story. I was coming home from a sports bar. It's called the Purpled Orange, if it means anything to you. I never heard of it. Nor have I. Never mind. I was walking down Dogwalk Avenue on my way home as I often do. And there was this man. He approached me and grabbed me very tight on my shoulder and my arm. Give me all your money, now! When I realized then, I knew this man. He stole my wallet previously. I exchanged a few words with him, mostly insults. He reciprocated. Then, he pulled out this knife. Enough, hand me everything or I'll stab you. He grabbed my shoulder tighter still and I panicked. I was in a bit of a daze and wasn't thinking clearly. After a few seconds of freezing up, I made a run for it. It was life or death, and I don't regret it. About 30 minutes later, the police came to arrest me. I thought they came to arrest Mr. Barry for his mugging attempt. But I was thrown into a cell and informed that he was now deceased. That's what happened from my point of view. Damn. Wow. Sounds really scary. I was very afraid at the time. I'm mostly over it now, though. People come into close brushes with death all the time. I'm really sorry about what happened, Mr. Andom. Quite alright. At least the man can't do any harm to anyone now. Not unless he could come back as a spirit and make someone start stealing. I'm sure nothing like that is real, though. I mean, have you met Maya? Little does Woody know. May I ask you a few more things? Ask away. Were you carrying a bag at all? We seem to have a testimony that you were, and a picture that says you weren't. I definitely had my bag. I always take it out. So was that you in the picture? No idea. It's impossible to make out any features. That's totally fair defense. One more thing. Did you bring a knife with you into a bar? No, not at all. It really must have been planted in there by the killer. And see, he's consistent emotionally. I don't even need Widget to see that. I think he's trustworthy. Do you know who the killer may be? I'm really sorry, but not a clue. I don't remember seeing anyone else at the time. Aw, that's a shame. Thank you for your answers, Mr. Andom. They've been extremely helpful. No problem at all. Whatever I have to do to save my skin. Court is back in session, everyone. Please return to your positions. Hey, that couldn't have been better timed. It definitely makes up for the awful timing we had last time we were here. Miss Sykes, I'm counting on you. Good luck in there. He's already gone. He seems like a good person. I guess that's all the more pressure to get him acquitted. Hey, don't look so worried. This is nothing you haven't already done before. I know, I'm just thinking things over too much. We've got this in the bag. This Payne guy seems like a total pushover. I mean, he's always the first opponent you face in every Phoenix Ace Attorney game that I know of. We're all waiting for you. And I'll keep your words about Payne to myself. Whoops! Sorry about all that. We'll be with you right now. Well, let's do this. Looking back at it now, it was almost cute how confident I was. I really did have no idea that the beginning of the end had already set in motion. December 23rd, 11:40 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Woody Andom. I take it you were able to find his witness. This witness, Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. He looks exhausted. Must have been struggling to find this person. Poor guy. I almost feel bad for him. Excellent work, Mr. Payne. I take they are present and prepared. It was rather short notice, but we have been graced with their presence nonetheless. I also don't need Widget to tell he's still really upset about what happened before. It's like this witness really will change the game. Deep breaths, Winston. Okay, the prosecution wishes to call the witness to the stand. Who is it? Oh? Whoa, okay, you're odd looking. Apologies for my previous absence. I wasn't expecting to necessarily be summoned. I hope it hasn't been too inconvenient for you. That's very thoughtful of you, witness. While having you here from the start would have been easier. I suppose we are here now regardless. Witness, may you state your name and occupation for the record? I think that can be arranged. My name is Will Talos. I'm a bartender who works nights downtown. Wait a second. Could it be the same bar that Andon went to? You're totally thinking what I'm thinking, aren't you? You know it. I'll be sure to ask him about it. I'm guilty of watching one too many court dramas in my time. Well, I generally know what to expect. I'm maybe unadjusted. Just tell me if I do anything incorrectly, alright? I can assure you that everything is going smoothly. Tell us the truth and tell us clearly what you witnessed. I can assure you that everything will be fine. Alright, thank you, Mr. Payne. There's something strange about this witness. Something about this guy. Almost entrancing. He seems so calm. At least compared to the chaos of Detective and Payne. I know, right? You're both very audible over there. I suppose as a bartender, you have to be able to listen. Adapting the mood to the environment is what I do best. When it comes to a part-time job of a therapist, if you know what I mean. People drink, they want more, they come to me. They spill their secrets, often by accident. I'll try to offer them support they need. I'd say patience is my virtue. Probably a good trait to be given my profession. Good things only happen to those that wait. Indeed. Thank you, Mr. Talos. It would appear you haven't put everyone a little more at ease. Mr. Payne does appear to be getting over himself now. So, what do you wish for me to testify about? It would be wonderful if you could tell us about what you saw. Tell you what, how about I do you a deal? Keep it civil, and I'll get you an all 25% discount at my place. The usual court anarchy isn't really my thing, if you know what I mean. The safer the environment, the better the results. Oh, how kind of you, witness. Certainly attempt to keep my end of it. Likewise, I'm sure my partner will also agree. Don't speak for me. I'm gonna cause a riot. Very funny, Truce. How is he doing this? I've never seen the court so controlled. And all it took was some unsubtle bribery. That's great of you all. I really do appreciate it. Good. Now that that's out of the way, I'll testify about what I saw. Alright? Witness testimony. My camera and I was awake pretty late, I'd say. Probably around until 1:30 a.m. My CCTV camera kept detecting motion outside, so I went to see what happened. Outside I saw a mugging, I think. I was horrified for the poor guy. I went to call the police immediately. By the time I came back, the mugger was dead on the ground. Great Scott! What's all this about a mugging? Right, I guess I still don't know what happened. From Woody's point of view. Your Honor, I think Mr. Talos is trying to say that my client was being robbed by the victim. That is what I saw. The bandit held him down and pointed a knife at him. I'm very glad to hear that he's safe, even if potentially guilty of murder. So can I just say that this music is so smooth? Like it's giving me like real lo-fi vibes. I love lo-fi. I love listening to it in my spare time. It's so good. Nobody deserves the trauma of having their life held in front of them like that. It was truly a horrible sight. I got very lucky it wasn't me in that spot. It does indeed sound disturbing. Let's make things right now in a calm, civil manner. Mr. Payne, you don't wish to directly examine my testimony. You didn't know I'd take the stand. This is all new to you. Direct examinations are a rare sight now anyway. Guess I wasn't aware of that. So I suppose this is time for the cross-examination? Yeah, you got it. My poor ears! Sorry about my co-counsel. She's been very excited lately. May we begin our cross-examination? Of course, Miss Sykes. Oh? Mr. Telos can't be telling things as they are. Which means one of two things. Either he's misunderstanding events, or he's lying about them. Let's find out which it is. Ooh, here we go. My camera and I was awake pretty late. I'd say probably around 1:30 a.m. Okay, don't see anything wrong with that. My CCTV camera kept detecting motion outside, so I went to see what happened. Hold it! Is that something that you usually do? At a time like that, no, rarely. More often than not, it's only picking up a stray raccoon. Or maybe a fox, or a leaf. Lots of leaves. Nothing worth checking on really. Payne has started acting up again. I think we can both tell something is off here. Mr. Telos, you just said that you don't often check your CCTV at night. So what made this any different? Why check that night, only to coincidentally find something massive? In all honesty, I don't really know. I like to believe I'm a free thinker. But the reality is that I'm bound to manipulation and micro-decisions like everyone else. Coincidence isn't the correct word. Something caused me to consciously decide to take a look. It's not exactly a convincing argument, but it also doesn't sound like he's lying. You would expect him to panic a little more if that was the case. Let's act on something different. A new angle, literally. What angle does your CCTV capture if it were put on this map? Brilliant question indeed. Not who I expected to answer. I made a small sketch preparation for this case. You'll see that the beautiful color purple. Wait, so the camera captured it over here. So it couldn't possibly see the crime scene or the blood path at all. He really scrawled on the map with a purple crayon. It overlooks the main intersection of Dogwalk Avenue and the road on which residences are situated. So I guess the camera is on that bottom left corner of the house. Your prediction rings true. Does he know he doesn't have to talk like that? If we compare that to the image of the photo took, I'm sure we can agree that everything lines up. I can't actually argue with that. Usually there's a problem with crime photos. But this seems to make perfect sense. The prosecution would like to update this map with this information. Of course, that is allowed. Crime scene map is an updated court record. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Payne. I'm glad you came well prepared. The pleasure is all mine, Your Honor. Why is he getting all the praise? That's how I saw him mugging, I think. I was horrified for the poor guy. Hold it? You think you saw him mugging? That's not really something you should be unsure of saying in court. Given the importance of the subject, if he did see him mugging, he'd say so. You should say so, but besides, what happened is to keeping civil. Oh, my 25% discount! I'd also like my discount, so let's all calm down. Mr. Telos, do you have a response to what Miss Sykes has to say? I can't say for certain if what I saw was a mugging. I opened my curtains to find two individuals on top of each other. One had grabbed the other very tight by the shoulder. But it was as black as the Earl of Hell's waist. I can't read. But it was as black as the Earl of Hell's waistcoat outside. Wristcoat outside. Or waistcoat? I don't know. There's no lights along the street either, so it was impossible to properly see. Despite that, I was confident enough to call the police and report a suspected mugging. I just thought it was worth mentioning since it was a key part of his testimony. Of the testimony. I can amend things if you prefer. Apologies for my outburst. You don't need to change anything. I'm more valuable to hear what you saw. And not what you assume you saw. The mind is great at playing tricks on itself based on its senses. I know about that better than anyone else. If you wouldn't mind, I have a follow-up question. You saw what you believed to be a mugging. Why didn't you go out and try to stop them? I don't think you remember what the conditions of the night were, Miss Sykes. It was pretty terrifying storm out, remember? Last thing I wanted after a long day in December was to stand out in a storm. Plus, I think you could tell I'm not the most well-built person. I don't think it'd be safe for me to do anything physically anyway. I decided to do my due diligence and report what I saw to the police. Apologies for my bluntness, but I think I was doing the best thing to do. Would you mind adding what you just said to your testimony? I'll tell you what. Because you asked so nicely, I think I can be arranged. Even if it was just the water, the rainstorm meant I decided not to go outside. Okay, that seems fair. I feel like I should press on that though. Hold it! You admit it was only a bit of water, but still chose not to go out. Your Honor, this is clear badgering of the witness. We all know where she's going with this. I want my discount. I don't want this witness to be dragged down because he wasn't a savior. Thank you, Mr. Payne. I do agree, though. While I didn't take things into my own hands, I think reporting things quickly and calmly to the authorities was a smarter choice. Less casualties, less panic, better results. Thank you, Mr. Telos. I do agree you did the right thing. Miss Sykes, please do not promote vigilantism. It can be very dangerous and may only get you in trouble at the end. The law is absolute, is it not? Sorry, Your Honor. I didn't attempt to promote any better world though. I wanted the facts for timeline building purposes. That's alright. Mr. Telos, you may continue. Something about his story does seem a little strange though. Maybe I should think things through deeper. A look through the court record wouldn't go amiss. I wanted to call the police immediately, but by the time I came back, the mugger was dead on the ground. Okay. I feel like I should press on both those statements anyways, even if they're separated. So you went to go and call the police? Yes, I did. My phone was downstairs, so I had to get it myself. That obviously means that I wasn't watching the whole time. I'm very aware of that, though. We can confirm that this witness called the authorities and notified them of the matter of the mugging. Once again, my prep work comes down to the wire. Yeah, right. What happened from there? 2 officers had arrived about 10 minutes later. From there, the body meant the detective was on the case. It must have been Detective Gumshoe. He arrived, I'd say, about 15 minutes after that. From there, in all honesty, I decided to get some rest. Oh, it was just after 2 a.m. and I was exhausted. The next day was mostly as it always is, although I did give testimony and a statement to Detective Gumshoe. The path has mostly been cordoned off, so I've been short on my daily dose of furry friends. Not that that's a pressing issue here, I'll tell you what. I think I've noticed something interesting, Dina. Oh? What would that be? He's speaking like he only saw the mugging. He obviously knows Mr. Barry was killed, but I don't think he saw the height of it while calling the police. I agree with you there, Truce. There's a key witness, but he didn't witness the key parts. Wow, his deepest philosophical thoughts must be rubbing off on you. The mugger was dead on the ground. Okay. Should we hold it? When you say the mugger, you definitely mean Mr. Barry, correct? I absolutely do. And I also am absolutely sure that was who I saw. I've been slightly afraid to ask you this plainly. However, did you see the moment of the murder? Sorry to scare you, but I didn't see a thing. I saw the mugging, called the police, returned to a body. This really feels like it isn't going anywhere. I feel like I should ask him a certain something. But it could look really bad, and the answer I get may implicate my client. What should I do? Ask a question and move on. You know what? No matter what, ask the question. That's right. No matter what the outcome of this may be, I must discover the truth. Mr. Telos, did you at any point see my client holding a knife? No, I didn't see him with a knife. I do mean it when I say I only saw Mr. Barry's head, then his body. It would appear he really only did witness the mugging. Well, that really got us nowhere. It's okay. Mr. Telos doesn't actually seem to be testifying against Woody for now. There's also no reason I can think of for him to lie about that either. There's no such thing as a useless question, Trucy. I never thought of it like that. You're totally right. He revealed the mugging that happened, allegedly. He didn't hear from Woody, so he clearly knows something. It's clear he knows something. Fantastical logic skills, Truce. I'll pretend I didn't hear that, Dina. We just need to fish what he knows out of him. It's not like she didn't hear it at all. Ouch. Who said that? I thought we were gonna keep it civil. You started it. Shh, Mr. Telos is talking again. Telos, I don't know. It's pretty late, around 1:30 a.m. You're detecting motion inside. So the mugging. Wait. But that lines up with his testimony, though. If I really think about it, the weather report. Overcast at 6 p.m. Strong winds start at 11 p.m. Heavy rain starts at 1:15 a.m. It ends at 6 a.m. I mean, yeah, but it seems to line up with what he said. Like pretty late. I'd say probably until about 1. He was awake late around. I'd say probably until about 1:30 a.m. Overcast at 6 p.m. Heavy rain starts at 1:15 a.m. and ends at 6 a.m. I feel like this statement sort of contradicts the weather report. I don't know how, but like the rainstorm meant I decided not to go. He said it was around 1:30 a.m. Heavy rain starts at 1:15 a.m. ends at 6 a.m. I mean, all the more to experiment, right?
Objection!
Mr. Telos, can I just say thank you for coming forward and telling us what you know about the crime. Because due to it, we finally found the opening we need. What? What dare I say? I'm afraid you'll have to explain this out first, Miss Sykes. I assure you this is a simple one, Your Honor. There's no way what the witness just said is true. But how can that be? Do you remember this, Your Honor? The weather report? I don't see where you're going with this. Take a look when rain begins. It starts at 1:15 a.m. You said you were up until 1:30 a.m. Do you know when you called the police? I can confirm he called the authorities at around 00:54 a.m. Obviously before the murder occurred. Ah! It would appear Mr. Payne knows where I'm going here. There was no rainstorms when you discovered the body. But does that mean, Your Honor, as I'm sure you know, it means one of two things. Either Mr. Telos is misunderstanding the events, or he's lying about them. So I have to ask, which is it, Mr. Telos? I really am sorry for what I've done. What's wrong, Mr. Telos? The former. I made a great mistake on what I testified. I'll tell you what. I may be the bartender, but I'm the one who's acting inebriated. How profound. What exactly did you confuse, Mr. Telos? I spent many a day unable to sleep. Sometimes I'll walk outside for a while. The peace of a mild breeze and the beauty of the moonlight is tremendously low. I did go outside for exactly that purpose. Mr. Telos, did you go out even through the storm? Yes, I did.
Objection!
You're saying that you misremembered going outside? You expect us to believe that? You've been caught making a false statement in court. I wouldn't push your luck. Hey, please don't be so irascible. Don't forget our deal. I can't deal with drama. I really will completely fold. My testimony would probably just become gibberish. I wouldn't want to make you lose your discount either. I'll tell you what. I even have proof of going outside. If I show it, would it be okay for you to calm yourself a little? Please allow me to speak. I do agree with Mr. Telos here. We should all attempt to tackle these proceedings together. Miss Sykes, please calm yourself. You'll even be rewarded handsomely with a drink of your choosing. Non-alcoholic, I hope. Mr. Telos, I also hope you realize you are making a large flip-flop in your testimony. If you are going to suddenly say you left your house, this evidence of yours will be extremely helpful. Just what is it exactly? If you search my bag, you should be able to find what it is I'm talking about. Obviously, it's in the hands of our courtroom for now, but I'll be getting it back once we're finished. Very well. We shall review this item at once. Bailiff, check the contents of his bag immediately. This is getting to be very fun. Are you sure you were able to find this item? Indeed we did, Your Honor. Inside the section of this bag, we found this umbrella. Wait a minute. That is what I went that night. Wait a second! Hold on! Okay, no, that's the wrong thing. Crime scene map. No, that's not it. Wait. Didn't we have a photo in the court record? What? Wait, what? Contradicts the... That lines up with the crime scene photo. I thought we had the crime scene photo in our court record. It was my only protection from the storm unleashing its salvo at me from above. The weather, like many things, is unpredictable. I decided to take you with me on the way here, in case the weather was troubling again. The prosecution wishes to add this umbrella to the court record. A marvelous idea. We shall register it as evidence immediately. Mr. Talos, would it be possible for you to prove that you went out that night? Well, I think that may be possible. There's nothing pointing to it being the case. Namely, the umbrella is still wet. It hasn't rained since the storm, so it must have been used at that time. Indeed, it would appear that our witness briefly leaving is true. Although, that does not change the basic facts of the case. Woody Andon is still our #1 suspect for the murder of Mr. Barry. He struggled against the victim during the mugging and murdered him with a weapon still unknown. That is still the most likely possibility. Your Honor, we still need the testimony given the change in story. Indeed, Miss Sykes. We are not finished here yet. Mr. Talos, please amend your side of the side and testify about your mistake. We caught him once. Let's see if things go deeper from here. Ooh. This is getting really intense right now. Witness testimony. My mistake. Alright. I think this is actually a good time to save for now and leave this at that. So we'll listen to his testimony in the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.